I'm Francis Hendricks, and welcome to Helping Hands for the Seniors. Helping Hands for the Seniors is a program where we go out to the community, help senior citizens that need work done to their house. Free of charge, we try to get the church to sponsor the program. They go in there and get members to go in there and do the renovation, little amount of things that improve the house, that will assist the seniors with things that they can't afford to do because they may be on a fixed income, concentrating on paying Medicare or buying food. They don't have the expense to do repairs around the house, so that's where we come in and do those different tasks, no cost to them. We find a church in a local community where we go in there and talk to the pastor and see if they're interested in assisting someone in their community.
I'm Elder Harvey Keys from Manifest Wonders Christian Center, and we're here to talk about the senior project that we took part in. I remember coming up to the house and Deacon Francis and I was talking to Miss Phyllis, and she was telling us about some of the issues that was going on with the house.
When I first found Miss Phyllis in Miss Virginia house, it was just driving up the street and I'm looking for the house that needs most work done to it. Didn't know it was going to be someone in that house that's really affiliated with another church. I mean, these people in this house, they was like really into the church. Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia was great people to work with. I had no idea when I found this house that these people was Christian people. They was really into the Lord. Miss Virginia, she sleep with the Bible. She reads the Bible every morning when she wake up. She reads it when she go to sleep. She have a picture of Jesus on the wall in her room, as well as the one they had in the living room. This is something I didn't even know about before I even knocked on their door. When I talked about doing this program with A1 in 3 days, they wondering why I'm coming up with 3 days. One of the reasons I came up with 3 days, I didn't want to stay there no longer than that. I didn't want to spend too much time trying to get different people to come there on all them different days, as well as, I didn't want to be in the people's houses, longer than that. They said 3 days, well, anything possible in 3 days. If you think about it, Jesus died, rose, came back to life in 3 days.
When Deacon Francis talked about a 3-day turnaround on this project, my initial thoughts was no way that we can get this done in 3 days. Upon looking up at the project and looking at the property, but nothing's impossible for God. And Deacon Francis said we could do it, and I had faith in God and in Deacon Francis, and we did it. And listening to her, what she was saying, and I'm sitting there saying, my goodness, how can we do this? But I had a faith in Deacon Francis because he had went in there the day before. And I know that he wouldn't go on with the project if he wasn't sure that we could do it.
It wasn't me I don't believe it was me that chose the house, because these people had so much going for them, with Christ, that I couldn't have just walked up the street and found these particular people out. So I think, well, some people may think it's crazy, but I think it was God that sent me to that property right there. Elder Keys said one time, the Lord will supply all your needs, and I guess that's what he did to Miss Virginia and Miss Phyllis in this particular situation right here.
Well, my first thoughts on taking on the project with Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia's house was, would we be able to accomplish all that needed to be done? But I know, having faith in God, and nothing is impossible for God, I just felt that we could get it done.
All right, well, I've been here 50 years this month. I got married in this house, and what they're doing is wonderful, because, like I said, it's a blessing. And when I came downstairs, and he said, because first he said, well, no, I want to see her, I'm talking about my mother. But then when I came down, he could see I was, older too. And when he started talking about the things that he wanted to do, and I had no longer than asked my landlord about scraping the paint at the front of the house, so we really had a little thing. But it was just, it's like it was a miracle. He just happened to come through here and saw this particular house, and Yes, it needed stuff done to it. Now I appreciate everything that they're doing.
When I went to the house and I still got the 3 days in my mind, you know, looking at different things that need to be done there, I said to myself, I can do it in 2 days, but with these people right here, we're gonna drag it out another day. Especially with Elder Keys, you know, you see how he think he know how to paint, but I thought he was doing a dance. I thought. But he did a real good job after showing the proper way of doing it. All right. Elder Keys.
In fact, I did go home and paint my deck. Like I said, I thought I was a painter, you know, and I was in there painting on the walls and stuff, putting more paint on the floors than I was on the walls. And Deacon Francis came up and he started showing me, say, this is how you paint, you know, and you don't paint like this. You take your time and you roll it like this, you know. So once I got the hang of it, I was rolling myself to death. And then I found out that I could paint. Where I thought I could paint before, I wasn't really painting. And it encouraged me enough that I ended up going home, and after we finished this project, I ended up painting my whole deck by myself and got it done in 2 days. Well, when we pulled up that carpet and I saw all the dirt and everything behind it and saw the floor underneath of it, I said, oh my God, this is going to take more than we even imagined, because we didn't know what was underneath the carpet. But like I said, we just swept it up and did the work.
After looking at the property the second day and seeing all the work that we completed so far, I knew we was going to be on schedule to complete, you know, in those 3 days. You know, we had one more day and still a lot more to do, but I'm expecting a larger crew on a Saturday morning. Now here come the 2 ushers from the church. The only one here with a tool belt. What do they need their tool belt for? Did they really think I'm gonna let them do some work? So I'm upstairs doing some painting, Deacon Gary and I. Next thing I know, I hear them downstairs. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And you can hear the person who was off key, which was Elder Keys. But he was still going, this little light of mine. I don't even think he even know the song. But
The work turned into a praise session. Next thing we know, we broke out in song.
I'm gonna let it shine, all in my home, Lord. I'm gonna let it shine, all in my home, Lord. I'm gonna let it shine.
But anyway, that's what they doing downstairs. And then Deacon Gary, he started singing upstairs. Like, oh, not these, don't embarrass ourselves in front of these people. But they did a good job. You know, everything flowed well. You know, everybody enjoyed singing the song. And it was a blessing just to hear them even see that, you know, sing a song like that, you know, doing what they was doing there.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo! I'm feeling good now, y'all.
Just like in the movie Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, where they said we whistle while we work. Well, we praise while we work. And the more praise we did, the faster we got. And we just moved with this project. It was just like one thing behind another, just singing and praising God.
What was that song you were singing at church about the yes thing?
I'll just say yes, you lead the way. I'm not afraid of what it means for me to say. This life you gave is not my own. I'm trusting you to hear my yes and lead me home. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My life is yours.
If it was one thing that I wish we could have done, that would have been replacing those outside front windows. Their house was the only one on the block with the old wooden type windows. Everybody else had the replacement windows. You know, that would have made a big difference to them just to see, you know, the front of their house was comparable to all the other houses on the block. Even though, you know, we wasn't able to get that done because the amount of sponsors that we had on this project, at the end of the day, the property still turned out to be one of the best looking properties on the block. Even with the financial side of this project right here, we was able to get a lot done. You know, I really thank the landlord because he pitched in and, you know, and helped out with this project right here. You know, he's, you know, sponsored some of it by getting the supplies and things like that. You know, that was a big thanks right there. We had other little sponsors that we used towards getting additional things that we may need. It's nothing compared to what we would have wanted to do, but I think it turned out still be much better than it was before we walked in there. This way they can see that the church is actually giving back to them. We had a lot of supporters that came out. I mean, the pastor came out, the first lady came out, some deacons. We had people who was coming out because they heard the pastor on the radio talking about this project right here.
I'm here for the Helping Hand for the Seniors Project. I heard Pastor Lee Michaels talk about it this morning. I was feeling kind of bad, but I just thank God that He allowed me to just come on out and show my support for my pastor. He's my friend, and I'm crazy about him and his first lady. Thank you, Pastor. Have a blessed day. I'm going home now.
Even if they just came out for an hour or two, whatever they put into it was a great deal of help to us. Now here come the pastor and the first lady. I got a little surprise for him, what I want him to do today.
I had to get my little morning devotion and come to get some work in.
Now, First Lady, you know you should know how to use that mop. How they used to do it back in the days? Churn the butter, churn the butter.
Let it spin. Oh, okay. And then a ring. Oh, I see water coming out.
Yeah, that done me a world of good to be a part of this project. At first, I didn't think we could get it done, because looked like it was insurmountable what the work that was there. But I just thank God that I was able to be a part of something that made a difference in someone's life, because that's what we're supposed to be about, making a difference in people's lives. I just thank Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia for even allowing us to come in and to have a chance to make life better for them. I thank Deacon Francis for choosing me to help in this project, and I thank God that we did get it done, and I look forward to doing more projects of this type.
First Lady, you can leave now.
Wait a minute, you wasn't supposed to see that, but you know what? I got that off as good as new. Okay. Okay.
What this project did for me, it also was an education for me, you know, because I learned to paint where I thought I could paint before.
Now here I am climbing through the window because First Lady and Sister Joanne, they done painted the steps in the hallway, and I can't even go through that way.
I get all the way over here, and this rose bush is right here. Ouch! I done stuck myself with these thorns. You know what now? Y'all know how Jesus felt, right? With the thorns.
They felt so good just to be able to help these seniors. And I wish there was more people out here who was able to come out and do, assist with something like this. You can sit there right on back in the kitchen, Sister Joanne. Unless you want to take it home and wash your clothes. Let's get it before she sees it.
You gonna buy me another one? Did I just bought?
Wait, you
Boy
And it's the and I use Tide.
With them, that's right.
I use Tide.
And I use anything that makes sense.
Who needs anything to make sense of?
The advice I would give to someone who want to take on a project, something this nature right here, just be sure you have your crew prepared, be sure you have the finance that you need. Try to analyze what all you're going to do on there, so to be sure that you go in there, do those 3 days, be able to accomplish what you came in to do, and leave in the house satisfied condition for yourself as well as the people you came in to do the work for.
Yes, very, very valuable lessons, Like I say, Deacon Francis is, oh man, he's a very talented man, and he doesn't mind taking the time to show you, he's not never saying I don't have time to do nothing. He spends time showing you how to do it. He comes back to make sure that you're doing it right. And then if you're not, he will re-instruct you. But you never see him get angry. You never see him get mad. He's just into what he's doing. He loves giving, and he's even made me a better giver,
If HGTV offered me a show or something like, doing a project like this, the crew would definitely be prepared, because I'm sure there'd be the finances side that are hired professional people who will assist in something like this. We want to go in there and do the work in the proper way and make sure it's the correct way of doing it. We don't want to go in there and, I say, like, half-stepping and, cutting corners, things like that. We want whoever house that we come in and do this work for, a senior, we want them to be proud of what we've done to their property, and we want to be proud of what we've done. Now, everybody coming in here with new sneakers on or half new, where do you think they was going at? Oh, I see you got donuts, First Lady.
Donuts, yeah.
But you ready to paint?
For the workers, yes.
Then why you got those new looking tennis shoes on?
They fresh.
We can ready to change the color of those to brown.
Yeah, First
Have you
Lady
ever
should-
heard of working cute?
No.
Okay, you can work cute, but you gotta be ready to get
That's
some new
exactly what I'm
tennis
gonna
shoes.
do. Well, we'll see.
Okay, let's go from
We'll
there.
I
see.
bet.
We'll see. Mom, you want some donuts?
We
Yeah.
gonna see.
You're more than welcome.
What did Lord explain that? Do I want some? No, I can't even.
Okay, do you want one?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're quite welcome.
Anyone that don't eat.
Kimberly.
I'm diabetic, so I don't want.
Okay.
No? You don't want to do
She's
that?
scared. She's not scared.
That's okay. She's pretty. She's
Yeah,
pretty.
she
Look at
is.
her.
It's pretty.
Pretty girl.
Yeah, she
Pretty
gonna
young
be pretty
lady.
hungry later on. These people, I mean, you can't even put in words. I'm glad that we found Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia in this project right here. There was many other houses I'm sure we could have chose on that block right there, but finding them two right there, it was like finding a diamond in the rough. Both of them was, they was humble, they was sweet, they was kind to us, and they took a chance on us. They didn't have to let us in their house. They didn't know who we was, but they took a chance on us, and they the one who reaped the reward that we had, put out for this project right here. So if I had to do it all over again and do this project right here, I would try to do my best to do a little more than what we done this time. So I said, Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia, thank you for allowing us in your home.
On the second day, when I had to leave the project, I was just so joyful that I was able to do something that I had a vision that could be done. Miss Phyllis and Miss Virginia really, done my heart good that we could help someone that couldn't help themselves. And quiet as it kept, we found out even after I was gone that I went to school and graduated with Miss Phyllis. And we lived on this, we grew up in the same block. I kept looking at her, and I knew her from somewhere, but just couldn't put it together, but on the third day, she brought down our yearbook and showed it to the rest of the people there and said, "Isn't this Elder Keys?" And it was. And like I said, when I did get a chance to talk to her, I realized that we not only had we gone to school, we grew up on the same block. It's a small world. And that made me even feel even better that I helped somebody that I grew up with.
How long do you say this been up here?
About 12 years. No, it's not been longer than that.
12 years.
Long time.
I thought I seen 12 years worth of dust on here.
Yeah, it's not been longer than that.
Elder Keys, he did a great job. You know, from where he came from before, you know, I would take him to any job that I work at, because, you know, once you show a person how to do certain things and they catch on and do it well, you had no need to worry about him anymore. You know, I followed him at the beginning, but after I seen that he caught on, everything went okay. So he went to, you know, the proper way of doing it. Elder Keys.
Oh yes, it's very humbling, you know, and like I said, plus, you know, like I wasn't able to. I knew there was a lot of things that needed to be done I couldn't do, but Deacon Francis being there, Deacon Francis showed me how to do things and left me alone, and I got them done, you know, and now I feel even more comfortable about doing things in my own home where I never would have felt comfortable doing it before.
I wanted you to know that what you all are doing is magnificent. It's a blessing.
To God be the glory.
It's a blessing because so many people, you know, seniors really need help.
Yes.
You know, and it's amazing to do something like that. It has to be God inside of you in order for you to do something like that.
Well, they took her medicine off the counter.
He was sick. He was in pain.
You need a blood pressure medicine too.
Yeah.
He said they got to take care of themselves too,
Look,
just
they
right.
stressing him
But
out.
she got a big hole.
This is an indication of what the people of God can do. You know, when you just unselfishly embrace the commission, it's not only about saving souls, but it's also about encouraging. And this has been a 3-day effort of encouragement. And, you know, can I tell you a secret? It not only, I believe, is an encouragement to the recipients, is that right?
Yes.
But it's also an encouragement for us. It's a great feeling when you do something for someone unselfishly that you can't put a price tag on, nor could you express in words. So today, we're high. We're on a natural high because this is as close to being Christ-like as I think you can get. So, you know, the thing is, you know, we want to continue to do this kind of thing. We want to encourage other folk to do the same thing, you know, because many of the problems in our communities we can address. It might be encouraging the seniors. It might be creating programs for the kids. It might be cleaning up the trash out the streets. But all of us can make a difference, and that's the benchmark that the Holy Spirit gave me: making a difference. Because under the umbrella of making a difference, there's so many things that can be done. So this is just one. I hope it'll be an inspiration to you to see how you can make a difference. God bless.
I appreciate everyone who came out to support this project. It meant a lot to me, and I'm sure it meant a lot to the seniors that live in this house. I encourage anyone who's willing to start any type of project, you know, be prepared to give it your all. Sometimes we don't know what all we can have until we actually get into that situation. So I encourage anyone who's willing to take on any type of project, you know, just put your best foot forward. You know, sometimes we get into it and it seems like a load more than we can bear, but as long as you know that you got God ahead of you, anything's possible. Just remember, you take one step, God take two. God bless.